Okay, here we are. Welcome back, everyone. We have 2 more sets for today for the Alchemy League Season 5. So, the first one we're going to be looking at is Maxymczech against Pl0tterGhost. Now, as you can see, the first map is going to be Cataclysm, which tells us that this was played in the last round of the tournament. So, these games are pretty fresh. And the second game is going to be played on Saturn. As for civs, we have Spanish, Mayans, and Koreans for Maxi, whereas Pl0tterGhost was left with Persians, Bengalis, and Saracens. Mongols and Georgians were sniped. Goths, Hindustanis, Vietnamese, and Malay were banned by the 2 players, and then the random bans were Chinese, Tatars, Armenians, Lithuanians, and Malians. And honestly, Armenians, Lithuanians, and Malians, great civs that have been performing quite well in the tournament in basically any season. And I'm a little bit surprised that Maxi sniped the Georgians instead of the Persians. So, we'll see how that will play out. So, without further ado, let's jump into the first game, which is going to be on Cataclysm. And wait a second, why is chat not showing up on stream? I have no clue why the chat is not showing up on stream. Anyway, let's start the game. Tech, I have no clue where we could be looking for more streamers, and I agree that just the 2 of us is quite demanding, especially considering that you're also working on future seasons while also being an admin for the current one, and I'm also participating as a player. So I mean, the 2 of us, the time we allot for the league is not only for casting but for other things as well. So having someone who could cast along with us, it would be very helpful. But again, I have no clue where we could be looking at for another one. Okay, so we see some chatter from the players. Neither of them knows the map. Okay. But I mean, it's a Nomad star, so I guess if they know how to play some Nomad, they will figure out what to do. Speaking of civs, we have Spanish, and I think it's the first time I see Spanish played on this map, which surprises me because they tend to be a very popular pick on Nomad maps. But I don't think they've been banned that much. Huh. Yeah, they haven't been banned that much, but they also haven't been picked. So that's interesting. Anyway. And Bengalis for Pl0tterGhost, which is another pretty strong civ when it comes to Nomad. Can play out a little bit like the Spanish, right? So you go around raiding with the Ratha instead of the Conquistador, although the raiding potential of the Ratha is not as strong as the one of the Conquistador. That said, I heard the photoman die. Oh no. I thought I heard someone die. Anyway, back to my point. That said, Bengalis, they do not have a unique unit which is as strong as the one from the Spanish. Pl0tterGhost getting housed. That's pretty common on N.O.P.E. But they do have a good tool to deal with the conquistadors themselves, right? Because they get the extra armor on their monks. So, oh, and Maxi gets housed as well. So it's going to be harder for the conquistadors to shoot down the monks trying to convert them. So at the very least, at the start of the game, it's going to be much easier for Pl0tterGhost to resist the Kongs. But then the moment Maxi gets to, I don't know, probably 6 Kongs would be enough to one-shot a Bengali monk. When you're also factoring the projectiles which would miss. Once it gets to that point, you need to start getting lucky with the conversions. Otherwise, you will just lose your monks to the conquistadors. That said, another thing which would be quite interesting is if Maxi, being the madman he is, went for Inquisition monks instead of going for the conquistadors, because you're up against a civ with strong monks, but they do not resist conversion, which is something that, for example, the Teuton would have. So you kind of play like when you're against Aztecs. You do not try to kill the monks, you try to convert them. And with Inquisition, you're going to be converting them faster. So that would be something. And you would also have a tool to deal with the errata. So yeah, the more I think about it, Inquisition monks should be a pretty good thing to have against the Spanish. Also, Maxi was pretty lucky with the boars. I was just looking at the space because he had one here. I think, yeah, he took one from here. So that was his second. He's going to get his third. Now he's going to have his fourth down here. And if he knows how to do the house trick to get the vill back to the TC without getting damage, he could even get that one. And that would be 5 boars on top of having the fish. Oh, true, because this is a desert biome, they have 400 instead of 350, so that's even better. And actually, now that I think about it, I think every time I've played this map, I've never gotten the desert generation. But then again, we have it this time. And last time I was watching Tech's stream, the set he was casting, they had this generation. So it's probably not as rare as I thought. I was just unlucky, I guess. So Maxi is almost feudal, so that's interesting because normally with Spanish you would want to go fast castle to get the castle up, but it seems as if he's trying to go for water play. For on gold, he has too many vills on food, and he's going to get that boar as well. So, well, actually, he could probably pull off a fast castle from this if he wanted to. That boar is going to that boar plus the fishing ships is going to be giving him the food. He doesn't have the wood for the buildings though, so downward. I love to see that. Great tech for Nomad games. I think more people need to start getting that. Pl0tter is up at feudal, but no navy from him. You have a blacksmith. There's not going to be a market because there's no mill yet from him. He's also taking the gold from the moon and ooh, Maxi. This is interesting. So he preemptively towers his gold and his stone. So I wonder if, well, for the moment he is only taking gold, but he could very well put a veil on stone just to get enough to drop extra TCs once he gets to castle. Or he could maybe be fighting for water at the moment. So for the time being, he's going for the fires, which well, if you've been watching my streams, I do not like. I do not enjoy fires, especially when you're this distant. Pl0tter, he's going for galleys. He's distracted, but he should be able to micro this down. And we have a market. Pl0tter should be able to click to castles behind this. Maxi, he's going to be slightly later, about I think 20 seconds later, to clicking up to castle. Because his market is going to be up later. Yeah, that's castle. It's behind that veil. And Maxi, he'll probably queue castle behind this veil. Oh, he was missing the blacksmith as well. Makes sense. Maxi? Yeah. So 30 seconds difference, but now, as you can see, he's sending someone to stone. Again, only 2 veils, could be just for extra TCs. Okay, no, that's a castle. And we have a castle going for Pl0tter as well. Pl0tter should be able to... No, he should not be able to drop it as soon as he gets to castle. He went to stone too late with 2 little villagers. So it's not going to be, same goes for Maxi, so it's not going to be an immediate castle drop from either player. Also, Pl0tterGhost has no idea Maxi is over here taking the resources. Well, same goes for Maxi, to be fair. It's actually interesting to see that both players opted for the moon, which crashed into the planet here in the south to get their resources. Taking control of this area is so valuable. But it's not something I see that often. Okay, now Pl0tter has enough stone to drop a castle if he wants to. Is he going to drop it offensively, or does he drop it at home? That's the question. Maxi doubling down on water, getting the war galley upgrade. And an extra TC here. Okay, so that's the answer. They are going to build a castle here. And there's probably going to be Rathas on the field. We have Podkin arrow in, so they're going to be a little bit scary. Okay, now we have more galley from Pl0tterGhost as well. And yeah, we have Rathas, and we already have monks coming out. So, quick reminder, this is on standard victory. If they remembered to do that. Let me check real quick in game. What does it say? Oh no, it wasn't on... They didn't put the game on standard victory, it was on conquest. So... Pl0tterGhost will probably get the relics. Maybe he'll get all of them, but that will not trigger a relic victory. Pl0tterGhost will lose water here. And, well, he's investing more. Okay, these Rattles will run into the castle, which is... I mean, that castle did no damage, basically. That's unfortunate. But Maxi doesn't have enough food eco to make conks, and that's because he's idling his fishing ships. He had yet to go to on the farms. And honestly, this is the moment that having the control of the moon could help you, because you could just take 6 of these fields, put them on gold, and start buying your resources to balance your eco. Tech, I don't think they're going to be reading this game when they both got to castle. Another TC from Maxi, okay. That TC could get denied. If the Rathas sit here or here, and Pl0tterGhost knows about that TC because he's making outposts. He made outposts all over the map. Oh no, it's a Spanish TC. So it doesn't deny it. And as for the water situation, Maxi killed the navy, but now he's not killing the fish. This gives some extra eco to Pl0tterGhost, who also lost the transport, so that veil is probably going to stay there. Unless Maxi kills it. And now very aggressive castle from Maxi. Ooh. Sorry, from Pl0tterGhost. And Maxi has no way to deny this. He only has 1 count on the field, which is over there. And he's probably going to get... No. Monk will not get the conversion. And this castle denies you stone, denies you gold. Max is in trouble. And he didn't realize this. Okay, now he does. He's probably going to build something on this gold or this stone. Just drop a TC here. Or there. Okay. Ratha's moving. They should not be able to find damage because there are 2 TCs here. Then you have a castle and 2 TCs up here. Now, throughout all of this, Pl0tterGhost is still on 1 TC. But the veil difference is not that big despite Maxi being on 4 TCs. And that's because he was too late to drop down the farms. And so, at the moment, he does not have the food to keep it up. And so, Maxi sees this. Pl0tterGhost sees that as well, but that castle from Pl0tterGhost is not going up. These are Spanish villagers. Maxi will lose maybe 2. Yeah, and he bails. Oh, 3. Okay. So now this area is safe for him. Maxi killed the fish, so this is actually starting to turn out pretty good for Maxi, because now his eco is kicking in. He can drop the farms. He's protecting with castles. And Pl0tterGhost doesn't really have the potential to go fast imp at the moment to trap down things too. So yeah. Maxi at the moment, he's just chilling. Ooh, monk healing, I like that. Oh, and just as I said that, Pl0tterGhost, he knows what's up, and he just buys his way to Imperial. And now this could be troublesome again for Maxi. Because the moment Pl0tterGhost gets to Imperial, these 2 castles will be making traps. They'll be able to take down this one, which will give Pl0tterGhost complete control of the moon. And then he can just move from there and take down this castle. Oop. Monka gets shot down. Yeah, and Pl0tterGhost got all the relics. So he should have gotten the countdown for the relic victory. This TC might get... Okay, no. I thought Pl0tterGhost might lose that TC. But now there are... I mean, Kongs are a great unit, but there are too many Rathas now to be able to deal with those. Oh, they also have Ballistics, so yeah. They soon will have Bracer. Did you get the unique tech? No. That would have been useful, but still. It's 2 castles producing Rathas against 1 castle producing Kongs. Another TC from Maxi. He's going crazy with the boom. And yeah, now double trap. Maxi is in trouble. I mean, he's trying to go for Rams, but the issue is there are Rathas, and Rathas can switch to melee mode, so they can actually deal pretty well with the Rams. And Pl0tterGhost knows that, so he's going this way. He's sending his army this way, well, also to chase the Kongs. This was ballsy from Maxi, but kind of not needed. And I think the moment this castle goes down, that spells, yeah. Maxi will call it GG, yeah. So first game goes to Pl0tterGhost. Let's take a quick look at the statistics. Eco was quite similar. I think... Yeah, we'll see it now, but yeah, Maxi ended up having slightly more vills. And I think that's what killed him in the end, because Pl0tterGhost stayed 1 TC, he just made units, he knew that he could not deal with castles while he stayed in Castle Age, so he just went to Imperial behind that. Whereas Maxi, he tried to boom behind that. And because he tried to fight for water and then went for conquistadors without having a proper food eco, he could not keep the production up. And so he could not go around and raid. Now, it is easier to keep up the Rata production than the Kongs one, because Kongs cost food, whereas the Ratas cost wood and gold. Well, the Kongs cost gold as well, but it's easier to keep up a wood and gold unit than a food and gold unit. So yeah, Kongs have more potential for damage, but it's harder to make a lot of them if you also want to have a decent eco behind that. Alright, so that was game 1. Let me see real quick if I can get chat on the screen. Okay, it's showing up now. I have no clue why it was not showing up. Let me do something real quick. Okay. That. And then this. Okay, so let's go for game 2, which is going to be on Jupiter, if I remember correctly. Oh no, it was Saturn. Okay. Let me load up Capture Age. Okay, Saturn. We saw this earlier with Otter and Flying Mouse. And we have Persians for Pl0tterGhost. And Koreans for Maxi. So real quick, because I see the chat has disappeared again. Oh. Okay. Okay, the chat is back on stream. Yeah, it's a very popular map tag, and quite rightly so, I would say. I mean, I've made it no secret that it is my favorite map in the map pool for this tournament. And so far it has created quite interesting games. I will say there are some maps in the tournament which were kind of underrated. Oh, well, Maxi doing his usual thing, just going forward with a Vil, trying to lame, but he might lose the Vil here. Ooh, quick walling. And now he can just kill the boar. And he's probably going to do his usual thing, where he will attack the boar with the Vil, and then get the last attack with the Phantom Man. Oh, that's sad for Pl0tterGhost. He tried to delete the Palisade, but instead he deleted the Vil. Now Maxi. Oh, Pl0tterGhost gets the boar in the end. But kills it with the TC. Please, oh, please tell me Maxi saw that. Oh, so the dead Oh, if you kill it with the TC, it doesn't show on the Fog of War. Interesting. I don't know if Maxi knows that. But if he does, then he... I mean, he lames so often that he has to know that, right? I want to believe he knows. Anyway. He's now going to build house. Is either player going for water? Well, Maxi, he is. Pl0tterGhost? Probably not. I mean, with Persians, you start with more wood, so you do not really need to put as many as quickly as you would with any other civ on wood. But still, having 4 at this point in time would be nice. So yeah, Pl0tterGhost is opting for the shorefish instead. I mean, he's going out now with the veil, but with only 3 on wood and a mill. He'll be able to make 1 single fishing ship, but maybe not more. Okay, he's sending more to wood. Okay, then he should be able to keep up the fishing ship production. Ooh, Max is going for a dock here. Okay, so this makes me think, civ-wise. So, Koreans is probably not the best civ to make a dock here, to build a dock here. I mean, it depends. So, it's not great in feudal because you do not have demos as Koreans, so trying to catch some stray units with demos is not an option. Could be great in Castle Age, because then you get the turtle ships. But then you're going to be relying on turtle ships, which are a very expensive unit. A very strong but very expensive unit, which can be easily countered. Well, not easily, but which can be countered by monks. Now, Persian monks, they suck. There's no other way to put it. It's nice getting block printing, but you're missing illumination, you're missing sanctity, redemption, atonement, basically everything. Basically, the only good tech they have is block printing. But that's an Imperial, so yeah. Persian monks are not going to be an option. I don't think there are as many civs with as bad a monastery as the Persians. I think even Berbers, who I know lack sanctity, have a slightly better tech tree. I think Berbers get atonement and probably illumination. Maybe Huns are as bad as Persians, but I don't really have the Han monk tech tree in mind at the moment. I know they're pretty bad, but oh, look at that. I have to do a quick ban. Yeah, there we go. Sorry about that. Sorry you had to see that for a moment on screen. So Maxi is going for galleys, but in the inner ring. Whereas Pl0tterGhost... Oh, he's going for scouts. Ooh. Wait, does he know Maxy's not on water? No, he doesn't. I mean, he doesn't know Maxy is not on this water, so it's quite weird that he's thinking about scouts instead of going for some water himself to try and kill the fish. Unless he believes this is closed, but he should have played this map before, so he should know this is open. Because Saturn was the map of the week in week 7 or 6, I cannot remember. I think it was 7. And even before that, it was quite a popular map, so he should know that's open. Scout on the wheels, but there are too many wheels here to be able to take that. You would need at least 4 scouts there, and even then, you probably lose all of your scouts and you kill 3 wheels. But galleys, those you cannot fight with wheels. Granted, they have no botkin yet, so they're not going to be as scary. But yeah, Pl0tterGhost tried to wall this up, but the moment... I mean, even if these were stone walls, the moment Fletching comes in, I think they can range all of the gold if they just sit there. So Pl0tterGhost, yeah, just going for this gold instead. That's clever. That said, Pl0tterGhost is almost... He almost has the rest to go up to Castle Leech. Same for Maxy. But being Persians, even if they click at the same time, Pl0tterGhost is going to be up faster. Maxy, the moment the market goes up, he's just going to buy the food. I think, because he has too much gold at the moment. Yeah, there we go. Just missing some food. Probably going to drop it off. Yeah, there we go. And he queued another fill. So yeah, Pl0tterGhost just clicked. Maxy. He's probably going to click after... Oh, he was missing the blacksmith. Okay, that's why he queued a will. That makes sense. Blacksmith goes up. He's going to click up to castle. He is going to click up to castle. Yeah, there we go. And he'll probably get Fletching behind this, just to help his galleys. Now, Pl0tterGhost is not going to be too worried about the galleys for the time being, because he can take gold over there. Yeah, and now that I think about it, that's... That's probably something which could be changed a little about the map. So, Tech, I don't know how easy or how feasible it would be to do, but it would be nice if there was like 2 passages where these rings connect. So let's say players, they spawn like this, you would have a passage here and here. Because otherwise, with the resources out here, it's probably too easy to just... If you see your opponent is going for navy here, it's too easy to just go there and be safe. But then if you have some passages, yes, you go there to be safe, but they have to keep in mind that he could get through here, so you need to keep control of those passages. I don't know. I don't know how feasible it would be to have the passages to spawn equally distant from the players, right? Like here and here, and say the players are here and here, then you have the passage here and here. But that would probably be something to consider if you ever use this map again for a tournament. Although that would make the map slightly uglier, because then you wouldn't have the perfect circles. Yeah, buff ship potential. I don't know, that's just a thought I just had, because the other way to prevent the fact that you can just go out here and take resources would be take away the resources from this ring, but I don't like that idea. I would just rather have the player who committed to water into one ring to have more mobility to be able to go to the other side. But again, that's maybe just a crazy idea, because I also understand that buffing ships on a map where we've had some instances where they've been doing good, like this one, really, they're doing quite well, could be a little bit too much. Now behind this, Maxi, I'm a little sad he's not going for turtles, but at the same time I understand it's not cheap. And if he wanted to, he could just drop a lumber camp here. And as he cuts, he could just tower creep in his opponent's base while he pressures from this side with Navy. Now, Pl0tterGhost is ahead in eco, but keep in mind that he's ahead by 5, and those 5 are efficient ships. And Maxi is now on 2 TCs. He's going to get raided, but there are galleys. And again, this is why I do not like Koreans as much on this map, because imagine if he had a single demo lurking around here. We just lure in the knights, and you just explode them with a single demo. Yeah, and Pl0tterGhost is just going to expand on this ring because it's safe. Ooh, the knights are in. We have the second armor, so this tower is not going to be as scary, and neither is going to be the TC. Also, there are just so many villagers which can garrison to the TC, so these knights, they have 7 kills. Maxi might lose. He's going to lose a couple of ships to the mangonel. That's the second. There could be a third. No? No, because the villagers are repairing. So the mangonel will not go down, but the ships will to the knights. Okay, mangonel goes down. More ships coming. Careening. That's pointless. Oh. Now we're talking. Now we're talking, Maxi. Let's go. Knights getting again. And now Pl0tterGhost, because he dropped the extra TCs, he's ahead in builds, he's ahead in military. But how is he going to deal with the turtles? Now, the turtles... Oh, okay. He's going to try and make monks. Now, the turtles, they have 50... They deal 50 damage, so you would need 3 shots to kill a knight. But... they were recently buffed, and they got the ability to do attack round, which they used to lack. And one weird thing about the turtle ships is that they have more... Let me get just one. They have more melee armor than they have pierce armor. So they actually deal quite well with land units. It has always been like that, and I've always... even as a kid, I always found that quite weird, because why would you give melee armor to a ship, which is basically never going to be fighting against the land unit? But of course, me as a child, I didn't know that I would be playing on this kind of maps where you have knights taking down turtle ships. Who would have imagined? These knights are still lurking there. I think Pl0tterGhost just forgot about them, and quite understandably. Because he has to deal with this. But now Maxi, he went for a couple of galleys here. He's making more. So he's just going to mess up numbers and then either try to kill the fish or just harass the eco. And he's going this way. Wait, does he know about the TCs? He doesn't. So he's going this way to be able to kill the fish. He actually doesn't even know about the fish here, so he's just going by instinct. Or, well, I guess... I mean, you can imagine it, right? You have the TC here, that's probably the closest water. Yeah, it's closer than that. So it's going to be able to kill the fish. I'm not too sure about being able to kill the dogs. Wait, the dog, because it's a Persian dog. So it has double the HP than a normal one. Oh. Okay, now Pl0tterGhost is switching to water himself. He's tired of having to deal with this. Either that or he... Okay, no, he's just dog blocking. And Maxi is imping. Pl0tterGhost not too far away from imp himself. But Maxi is going to be annoying here. His eco is not the best, but again, he's making wood and gold units with ships, so he doesn't really need that many resources, or rather that big of an eco. He just needs to make sure he's going to have enough food and gold to get the important upgrades when he gets to Imperial. That would be Bracer and Chemistry. I guess he also needs wood for Galleon. But also these towers will get upgraded to keeps. And I don't know if Maxi is thinking about a castle drop here. We have a cheeky tower from Pl0tterGhost. But I mean, Maxi can just relocate these villagers to the sides of the TC. He's now going for this DC as well, trying to get some extra stone and maybe some wood. And Pl0tterGhost. Oh, imagine a couple of demos on this night. So Pl0tterGhost will not have the eco for the time being to do that, but if he can get to Savar, that's going to be able to deal with the galleons quite well. Not with the turtle ships, because I believe they do not deal piercing damage, but they deal melee damage. So we have very certain. I don't believe he got chemistry. No. We now have a castle here. We still have no castle from Pl0tterGhost. I think he's going to make one in a moment. But generally speaking, on maps like this one or enclosed, you do not really want to make a... or hideout. You do not really want to be making a castle where the woodlands meet. Because then, unless this is open and so you can raid, one trap here and you lose your castle. And you feel pretty dumb about it. Turtle ships might go down to the Cavalier. Yeah, more ships were needed here. And that's an issue. We need more docks and we need more ships. But Maxi is giving up on that. He's just making traps. And he's probably... I mean, the knights could run in here and snipe the traps if they wanted to. Yeah, and castle from Pl0tterGhost. Okay, they get walled out. Yeah, if you're Pl0tterGhost, you take down the house. And then you take down the market. No, take down the house. That way you have more area to cover the market and you take it down faster. Or take down the dock, I guess. This single knight will deny the TC. Yeah. Yeah, there was another chop from Maxi, so the knights were running through here as well. So I mentioned earlier that Pl0tterGhost cannot afford Savar at the moment, but honestly with 40 Cavaliers, missing only the last attack upgrade, and no units from Maxi, he doesn't really need that. And Maxi, who is down to 70 bills and 7 galleys, 5 of which are here. Where's the other 2? So it's 5 there. Where's the other 2 galleys? Oh, there they are. So yeah, they're not going to be contributing to anything anytime soon. Max is still fighting this. I saw him get murder holes, so that's probably why the knights went away, but 2 traps, soon to be 3, and then the 4th going to be taking down this castle, and then Maxi will have nothing to protect him from from the raids. Yep, castle goes down. We have pikes. I'm not too excited about that. If you already had the halberdier upgrade in, then maybe. But pikes with just the first armor upgrade against cavalier with full upgrades. Still missing the attack upgrade. Yeah, it's not going to be going well. 5 traps behind this. Yeah, and Maxi calls the GG. So Pl0tterGhost takes the set to 0. Well played to him. I liked Maxi's approach. I just think he underproduced the ships. I mean, after he clicked to imp, he stopped making ships in this inner ring. And he just got cleaned by 30 cavalier. Because he had something like 10 ships. I think if it's 30 ships against 30 cavalier, then he wins that fight, and that changes the game completely. Because then he can get chemistry. With chemistry, you can just go into cannon galleons. You pair that with galleons and maybe turtle ships, and with that you can probably take all of Pl0tterGhost's base. But he just didn't have the enough navy to deal with the cavaliers. Yeah, look at the army high difference. Better eco overall for Pl0tterGhost, but I'm sorry, that makes sense. He's Persians. Uptimes were similar. Vilhai, yeah. Okay. So that was our first set. As for our second one, what time is it? Yeah, we can do a second one as well. We have Superhero against N.O.P.E. Now, I'm showing you the Civ draft only because there was no map draft due to this being played in round wild. Now, let me check real quick because I saw it earlier. Okay, so the maps are going to be Mars, which was chosen by Superhero, and Singularity, which was chosen by N.O.P.E. Civ-wise, we have Cumans, which is an interesting choice for a Superhero, Persians, and Spanish again. So quite interesting. It's interesting how I went the whole tournament without ever seeing Spanish, and then potentially we'll be seeing them 2 sets in a row. So that's funny. He also tried to pick Italians, but they were sniped. As for N.O.P.E, we have Armenians, Malians, Byzantines, and Georgians. So N.O.P e, he got both the mule card civs when there is Singularity in the map, when Singularity is going to be played. And that was actually the map he chose. So maybe there is some thought behind that. Malians, they're probably going to be played on Mars. It's the one which plays out the most as like an hybrid map, so I wouldn't be too surprised. Well, no, actually Singularity is pretty hybrid itself. We'll see. As for the bans, Superhero went for Mongols and Saracens, whereas N.O.P.E went for Lithuanians and Portuguese. And then we had Bengalis, Tatars, Celts, Romans, and Huns banned by the randomizer. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, these two players are around the same elo. I think N.O.P.E is a little bit higher than... Well, no, he was the guest, so I guess he's a little lower than Superhero. Huh. Anyway, let me load up the first game, which is going to be on Singularity. Let's get rid of this. Oh, so there is a... Okay, 300 elo difference. Is there going to be a handicap? Okay, no handicap for N.O.P.E. Okay, so we have Spanish for Superhero and Armenians for N.O.P.E. Okay. Spanish. Spanish is an interesting pick for this one. It is not something I would expect. But you do have a safe eco. Well, a slightly safe eco with the fishing. And the way the map generates, sometimes it's quite easy to wall. As I say that though, Superhero got pretty unlucky with the generation. Well, he could probably wall like this to the TC and like this to the woodline, and then drop a wall like that. That would leave him with a safe gold, a safe stone, a slightly safe gold, and then later on he would drop a TC in between these two if he wanted to. So if he plans to use the water eco to eventually go up faster to castle and maybe go into Kongs, there are better map generations to do that, for sure, but this is kind of feasible. And N.O.P.E is quite open himself, but as Armenians, you do not really want to go into unique unit that fast, so it's fine. And Armenians, with the way they rely on their monks, or rather the potential they have to rely on their monks, that could be quite interesting against Spanish. If we do see Kongs, that is. But I mean, even if we don't, Armenians, they can play knights in castle if they want to. They're missing the last armor upgrade for their cavaliers. But aside from that, they have a crazy eco, so you can do a decent knight play in castle. So even if, let's say, the Spanish are doing knights as well, you can just add your own monks with your crazy eco behind that, whereas the Spanish, they do not really have an eco bonus. I mean, they get 20 gold for every tech they research, and they do not spend gold on blacksmith upgrades, but that's it really. And well, and they build faster, I guess. But it's nothing compared to the way that the Armenian mule card techs, they are 40% more efficient. That's insane. N.O.P.E putting a lot on wood. And here he has a dock up. Taking his second boar. Has Superhero... Was that his second boar? I think it was. Yeah, N.O.P.E build behind this was a little weird. You don't need these many on wood for a hybrid build. 5 is enough. With some saves you can also justify 4. At least in the arcade. You want to send this many to wood the moment you click up. But in the arcades you realistically need the minimum amount of villagers to keep up the efficiency production, and then also have that extra wood for the houses. And 5 vills is with most civs enough. So again, some can do 4. I'm thinking about, I don't know, Celts, Italians, Persians, who else? Probably Vikings and Malians. They can do with 4 because I have some discounts or extra resources in general. But with the civ like Armenians, until you get feudal and you get those upgrades, your eco is basically generic, so you need 5. But he's up. He's about 1 minute behind his opponent, who is also on fish. Already has a barracks up, no villagers on gold, so it's not going to be the Spanish archers, which is sad because nobody expects the Spanish archers. It is going to be a stable. Yeah. And I see no military building from N.O.P.E, so he's going to be playing this water only. All right. Market and blacksmith. Oh, he's trying to go fast castle behind this. Wait, is it fast castle warrior priests from the from their minions? I mean, he should be able to afford. He might need to queue another vill before. Yeah, just another vill. Maybe sell the wood, buy the food. Yeah. And he's up. Tower to protect the gold and the wood and the stone. There are scouts coming in, but you don't really care, just fight it with vills. Yeah. Maybe with more vills. Does he have bloom? Yeah, he does. Loses 1 vill, but he's up to castle, and he's probably going to send another vill out here to make a dock. Or out here. That's very little fish. 6. Oh. 1 scout down. Superhero's eco behind this is quite nice. He's going on farms. No horse collar, which hurts a little bit. He's also going to need to redock in a moment. Yeah, N.O.P.E can stay here. Can still stay there, I mean. We have a barracks now? Yeah, that's the church. So, what flavor monk is it going to be? The vanilla one or the spicy one? Ooh, I think we're going to be seeing Ooh, it's the spicy one. Nice. So, this priest is going to be able to pick up the relics and fight the scouts. Ooh, we have a dock. We have a redock from Superhero who is going to fish. So, he doesn't know about... Yeah, he doesn't know about N.O.P.'s dock. But there's a scout coming this way, so... I think the moment he spots that dock, we're going to be seeing either a fire or a galley from this dock. Bottom man just being annoying. This villager going forward for probably to scout. That church has relics in it, so it's going to be shooting arrows. And N.O.P.E is just collecting relics. It's not going to be easy because he has to come all the way out here, which is close to his opponent's base. And as I say that, he's doing exactly that. So that's going to be his 5th relic overall, which is the 4th he collected, because Armenians get one for free when they build the monastery. Oh, sorry, the fortified church. And yes, Tech, I think he's going for the relic victory. The issue is that countdown is going to start. And Spanish are making a castle. Are building a castle, so you're going to have to keep that counter up. And it's not going to be easy. He's switching to monks now, okay. And he's also adding his seas, but he's going to lose his water, I think. Yeah. So he will have to switch from water eco to farms. And he's doing that. Okay, that's good. That's nice play from N.O.P.E, who is not getting the relic. There we go. Now this priest... Okay, no, he's been clever. I was about to say he'll probably go this way and maybe get killed by the conch, but no, he probably set the waypoints to go through his base and go for the safe route. That's clever. He can send him long south. I mean, I don't like that, but I know there is a castle from the Spanish. He doesn't, so I think if he knew about the castle here with the conchs, he wouldn't be sending out the monks to use them on the ships. He would keep them at home and preserve the monk juice to eventually get conversions on the conchs. Now these conchs will be... Huh. They're going this way. Okay, this scout might be able... This scout could kill 2 monks. No, wait, no, go back! Kill! Yeah, monks, they might be able to convert the fires. But that means they will not be able to convert the conchs. And there's the countdown for the relic victory. So that puts a huge target on your church, but at the same time if you're a superhero, you feel like you're on a timer. Well, you are on a timer. It's not like you only feel like that. So you're going to be more prone to making mistakes when you're like that, because you feel like you have to do damage and take down these churches before it's too late. Okay, we have Rams from Superhero. I find it a little bit weird that he went for the siege workshop here instead of, well, here, because these Rams will have to go all the way through here. Okay, he's going for the TC, but N.O.P.E could just, yeah, batters it down with the villagers, and he's fine. So that's what I meant. Seeing that timer makes you hasty, and being hasty makes you make mistakes. Okay, we have crossbows for N.O.P., who could, by the way, just buy his way to Imperial if he had a university. And I mean, if he goes Imperial behind this and gets Arbalaster, he might be able to have enough time to win with the rally victory. Arbalaster monks and the Spanish are pretty much going to have to switch into something like Hussar or Full Knights. I do not agree with that castle. I'd rather see it here, especially when you know there are conks lurking around. Yeah, that castle is going to get denied. Yeah, that's a denied castle. The crossbows might be able to... Crossbows will have a word about that. Too many vills sacrificed to get a conversion, to get the castle up. These two rams, they should not be able to take down the churches. There are vills. He could just make warrior priest if he wants to. Yeah, and we're seeing it. Superhero is being too hasty. Right, he started making rams on two different sides of the map when he still had something like 170 years left on the timer. I think just staying here with the conks to make sure your opponent doesn't over-fortify this area is enough. You just build your force behind that. Maybe you get something like 5 rams or a couple of mangonels, because mangonels outrange the church. But now this mangonel might go down to the castle. Okay. But yeah, when you see that timer, you need to take a deep breath and just think by steps. You cannot just go, oh, I'm going to make a ram and send it and trickle the rams to the churches. It doesn't work that way. Ooh. Nope, getting shot by the mangonel with the crossbows. I mean, with the resources he has, he could just go for a couple of other churches here. Redemption monks. Convert the siege. You're fine. He also needs to repair this. Okay, superhero? Okay, now superhero is fine. He's going to be able to shoot the crossbows with the mangonels. Oh. Wait a second. Yeah. Yeah, there's a field repairing that. It's so annoying. And we need more priests. Nope, make the priest to kill the rams. Just make the priest. That's all you know. That's all you need. Come on. Yeah, N.O.P.E has a ton of resources, but most of that is gold, and the countdown is reset. I mean, if he clears this, one monk will just take the relics and put them in this church. And you can just restart the count, and your eco behind this is quite nice, but we have Imp from Superhero. And now N.O.P.E is making... Okay, you're making stables, but for what? Superhero is opting for just full siege with the cons behind that. Spanish get a decent siege. Actually no, aside from siege ram and bomber cannon. Heavy Scorpion would have been great against Armenians. Because Armenians, their siege is not great to begin with. Yeah, you don't even get siege engineers. I mean, getting Heavy Scorpion is nice in today's meta, but no siege engineers is... eh. Ooh, Forborg Castle. That's going to go up because it's a Spanish castle. And we have Imperial from N.O.P.E as well, but... this is too exposed. And crossbows are not going to cut it. Not against rams, mangonels and scorpions. There's no Sanctity, right? Yeah. Sanctity would be nice. Would give the World Priest plus 20 HP, which would take it to 100, and then... I mean, he's not going to be able to afford it, but if he got the unique deck, Pl0tter's, these priests would go up to 130 HP. Put a little X and the cross. So N.O.P.E makes it to Imperial as well. What's the plan now? Because now a trap sitting here, I think, is going to be able to take down this church, and that will reset the counter again. I like how Superhero waited until he had 2 traps before showing them, so that he would be sure to reset the counter. N.O.P.E lost control of the relics again. By the way, he got 3k gold out of those 6 relics. I mean, Arbalaster coming in, sure. N.O.P.E is kind of booming behind this. He's ahead in bills. Hold on. Hold the phone. So he's not going to be able to win with Relic Victory. That Magma goes down. Our Ballasters should be able to take care of this one. Do we have chemistry? No. And now 2 tribes, maybe make it third and just go for the castle. This TC went down. I mean, just drop down a mail here and you're fine. I have to say, Superhero has done a better job at being the aggressor. Well, he's done a good job at being the aggressor. Stopping the relics countdown. Which N.O.P.E is going to start again. I mean, you know the pressure is coming from here. Why would you build the fortified church there? Just build it here, in the back of your base. Anyway, so Superhero has been good at being the aggressor, but at the same time, N.O.P.E, he's just been expanding more. Keep in mind, this area was his starting base, but then he expanded to the outer ring. He has expanded to the left side. There are 30 farms over here. Whereas Superhero, he's starting now to expand. I mean, these tribes are going to be able to... Okay, here we go again. Third time. So these tribes, they can just roll here, I think, and range the fortified church. N.O.P.E is going for... It's going for the castle, but there's going to be cavaliers coming for his tribes. You cannot leave your tribes exposed like this. The castle is going to go down. For N.O.P.E. He's not going to be able to take down Superhero's castle. And the moment... Oh, actually... Oh, just one shot away from going down. And now the traps can take down the monastery. And that will reset the count again. Ooh, Cavaliers dying to the Arbalesters because they find nice spots to sit in. But now that the church goes down, they get surrounded and they will die. Are we going to see a fourth count? Yeah, I agree, Tech. I think N.O.P.E is a good player. I mean, he still has more eco than his opponent. But yeah, there were some small decision-making mistakes. Right, I mean, making the castle here instead of making it here, just on his churches. And he stopped making the warrior priest, despite seeing that his opponent was trying to go for rams. I mean, let's say he made like 5 more warrior priests in his fortified churches. The moment those rams come in, instead of taking down the church, even if there are counts there, you can take down the rams, and that gives you more time. And I think the first time it got to 90 years, something like that, so he had a chance there. And he was also floating so much gold, where he could have just bought Imp and used the Arbalester Power Spike to keep his opponent away while he won due to Relic Victory. So yeah, there were some things which need some working. But I agree, he's overall a good player. I mean, I had the same impression when I played in Season 3, I think it was. That he's a good player, he just needs more experience and maybe to watch back his games to understand what he's doing that is holding him back. When he gave up on the relics, by the way. And hold on, he pushed back the traps. He's now on Arbalester Halberdier. He's got more army, he's got more eco. Is he going to win this? He could potentially win this. Now, if he had Boso, that would be amazing, especially with their minions. But now he's running this way. He's going to take down these buildings. He still has 2 monks. Ooh, over here, because they were converting the ships. I mean, he's got a church. Okay, he's going for the relics. He wants those relics. He's out though, so he's dropping down houses. What? Why aren't you building? Paladin getting denied. Is Superhero going to realize that? No, and he's going for Hussar instead. He's going to be thinking, I mean, maybe he realized Paladin was denied and figured, well, I only have 3 Cavaliers, so let's go for Hussar instead, which makes more sense. Considering how open N.O.P.E is playing, you just go and raid and you're pretty fine. But N.O.P.E is switching to champions with Pl0tters. And there we go, again. Okay, Bomber Cannon will go down without taking down the traps. This castle will go down. Do we have any upgrades? Oh, okay, fully upgraded skirmishers. They should be able to deal with the arbalesters. So, yeah, these arbalesters need to run. And nope. He's out of gold access. I mean, he could take these villagers and roll all the way over here to get the gold. Forgot about the warrior priest taking the relic, but that's understandable. He had this to worry about. He saves 2 traps, which is nice, especially when you have that little gold remaining. Could maybe use the market. Okay, iron casting, so the Hussar will deal more damage. Oh! Oh! Relic heist! Go Superhero, go, go, go! Oh, never mind. Okay, nope, he just needs to select all of his production buildings and just spam units. with those resources, just go full trash. Maybe sell something like 5k wood and just spam champions into your opponent's eco. These hazards will find some decent kills. Yeah, these villas are dead. Two relics. Third one coming in, fifth one coming in. Sorry, fourth one coming in. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Hussars, ooh, that's a nice raid. Paladin again. Okay, this time should not get denied. But yeah, now N.O.P.E goes to GG, yeah. I mean, his Armenians against Spanish late game. Yeah, the Spanish late game is just much better. Well played. That was a fun game. Long one as well. Wait, no, that's wrong. And again, I think N.O.P.E had many instances where he could have won. Just a better castle and more priests would have allowed him to win by relic victory in Castle Age. Here, that was a nice push with the Arbalesters and the traps, but I think he had already seen the skirmishers from his opponent, so you cannot push too far into your opponent's base without something to take care of the skirms, and that would be either your own skirms or champion, which he was trying to get to. And well, he never tried to go for these golds. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so this is something I was curious about. So I knew you could roll up the mule card over here, but I wasn't sure if you could place down the foundation for the mule card, because this is unbuildable terrain. So I thought you might have to, you know, build the mule card here and then roll it over all the way over here. But no, apparently you can pop down the foundation as well. Huh. Anyway, military, similar army count as well. Yeah, resources. N.O.P.E actually had more resources. Well, 4k relic gold, so yeah. Okay. Let me load game 2. This is going to be on Mars. Let me load Capture Age. And here we are. So N.O.P.E opting for Georgians after going Armenian. So he likes the mule cards. And then we have Persians for Superhero. Okay. We also got the generation where the moons with the fish, they spawned close to the players. So if we do see a dock from either for the players, they will have some efficient fish. And well, aside from the fish, let's talk about the other resources. So we have some gold and stone spread out, especially stone. Right? Let me check real quick how much stone. Yeah, you have 34k stone on the map. You normally do not get that much stone on the map on a on a standard one. So this map is quite suitable for civs which want to go for unique unit. And Georgians, would you look at that? They have a crazy strong unique unit. So I wonder if that's what N.O.P.E is thinking. Georgians, they're also, so they don't jump out as a hybrid civ when you think of them. But the moment you consider that you have the middle card for free, which is basically a lumber camp, you start realizing that they're actually pretty good for water play, because he's soon going to be able to afford his dock. And because he didn't have to build a lumber camp, he will basically have 100 more wood in his bank than his opponent. Well, actually 50, because Persians start with 50 more wood. Also, what we've seen from other games on this map is that taking the middle hill is massively important. Now, it's not as easy. That's one faraway boar. Now, it's not as easy as other maps we've seen in the league in previous seasons. Like, I don't know, Kodiak, or oh god, what was the name of the one in season 1? I keep forgetting that. I can't remember all the names of the other maps from season 1, but I cannot remember the one with the big mountain in the middle with the merchants and the relics and whatnot. But anyway, it's not as easy on this one because you cannot build a castle here because of the ice. So you will need to build castles maybe here, 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 but then you still need to go uphill and win the battle. To take control of that. But the moment you take control of this, then you're basically in a very good spot to win the game. Oh. Ooh. Oh, that's a bad dock from N.O.P.E. He's not going to be able to click up. Why did he go for a dock here? This is a nice dock from Superhero. He could have sent his fishing ships to these two shorefish. They work the same speed, but they're closer, so anyway.
Grayton?
Superheroes. Pl0tterman is getting attacked by the
Ready. Yay.
The units in the middle. Oh, okay. I remember. It was called Rapa Nui. The map from season 1 with the mountain in the middle. Okay, now it just came to mind. Yeah, I know I was talking about how great Georgians can be on hybrid maps, but yikes, that was a weird build. I wonder if N.O.P.E. I mean, maybe in the testing he always got generations where the fish was not behind the players but on the other corners. But even if he did, then why would you go for a dock here? Okay, N.O.P.E is going to be able to kill the Phantom Man. Just one more hit. He will eventually get it. We have archers from Superhero. Who is quite ahead in resources collected, but I mean, his fish has been more efficient. We have actually 5 fishing ships from N.O.P.E now. And I wouldn't be too surprised if he eventually redocked here just to make it easier on himself to get resources. We have a barracks and now a blacksmith. But no ships, no other military buildings. And the market again? Is he going fast castle again? I mean, he will have to sell the stone, but... this is going to leave him completely exposed to the archers. Yeah, it's another fast castle. But into what? I mean, Armenians, I could see it on Singularity. You go fast castle, you get priests, you take the relics, yada yada, but Georgians, their eco is insane, but it's not as good as the Armenians once the Armenian eco gets rolling. And you do not have good monks. They're okay-ish, but... oh, they're actually better than I thought. I mean, Atonement and Illumination is quite awkward to be missing, but yeah. I mean, I doubt this is going to be a fast castle into monks with Georgians. And he made 2 spears, so I think he was expecting scouts from his opponent. Which would make sense, you're against Persians and... archers are a little bit weird to play on this map because you have to walk around the middle, or otherwise you will lose your units. Like this.
Mandatum.
Oh, actually, it stays alive. Okay, we have scouts. I mean, the archers got... yeah, some of them got weakened by the middle unit, but... he's going to deny this gold. Ooh, this was unfortunate. And that's a massive advantage for Superhero. 13 more vills, 7 more military units. He's expanding. He's got tons of fish, of efficient fish, because N.O.P.E.'s dock is all the way over here. But now, N.O.P.E. has got a knight on the field, which should be enough to deal with the... there's a spear there as well, so no, this knight is not going to be able to kill all of this. Counter raid, but Superhero saw that coming. Should be able to Yeah, he'll save that fill. Also, I just noticed that, yeah, N.O.P.E didn't push his tier, so maybe that's one more reason why he had a late uptime. But now Superhero is going to be in castle. He already has a stable because he was making scouts, and so he can just make camels from here to deal with the knights and scouts from N.O.P.E. Score is still pretty close, which is interesting. Villager goes down. Yep, camels from Superhero as expected. Okay, these two knights should be able to kill these units. There's a spear in there, but it's weak, and I mean, two archers, yeah, one hit away from death. Okay, but the issue is now you're going to have to deal with camels as well, and Superhero is dropping extra TCs. N.O.P.E adding pikes. I mean, he's got so much wood. I wouldn't mind seeing a fortified church around here. Yeah, I think if he puts it down here, it encompasses this whole area, right? You put it here, should be able to get all of the gold. Maybe not these tiles, but you should be able to get up until this farm. Yeah. Okay, now the dock to have more efficient fishing ships. But just as it does that, the fire comes in. Okay, TC from N.O.P.E, who is still behind in this, but it seems like the difference has reduced. I mean, yeah, N.O.P.E killed some villagers, but I don't think that's the reason. Maybe the idle TC. I don't know. Okay, so Superhero is thinking about stone, so I think what is going, what was going through his mind is, okay, I have map control with camels and CA. Let's keep that, and we end the game by dropping a castle in this area, on his face. Ooh, that hurts. Yeah, losing your CA like that hurts. It's okay, we can make more. Okay, now the difference in eco is becoming bigger. And that's because we have 3 TC against 2, and it's 3 Persian TCs. So, yeah, Production is going to be amazing for Superhero. $30C now, but it's a little bit too late. Oh, Bloodlines. We do not have that yet for Superhero. Who is going forward with Vils? I'm not too sure I like that. I mean, sure, you know your opponent's mobile unit is over here, so it's not the end of the world, but okay, yeah, he's going back. I mean, sure, you know there are pikes, but at the same time you think, well, pikes are not going to be able to deny my castle, but, you know, never say never, so just play this safe. Ooh, 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 ooh. And now N.O.P.E knows. Now N.O.P.E knows my opponent has enough stone to drop a castle. I need to keep an eye on his villagers' movement. Superhero coming down from the hill after taking control of it. He's going to feast on these villagers. And N.O.P.E calls the GG. Yeah, he's too far behind. He doesn't have map control, and he knows his opponent is just waiting for the right moment to drop a castle on his face. And Superhero thus takes the set 2-0. Well played to both. I'm still a little bit surprised by N.O.P.'s choice to go fast castles here. And again, I think he was surprised himself by the fact that Superhero was going for archers and not scouts. But that's why you need to be scouting your opponent to know what they're doing. Okay. All right, so that was the last set for today. I will be trying to cast again during the week because we have some Spring 2 games to catch up to. For the time being, thank you to anyone who joined. Thank you, Tech, for always being here when I'm casting. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.